Hello, my beautiful wildflowers. How are you today? Alexis here with Don't Modesty. Well, it's Monday, and it's usually Skincare Monday. But today, being that it's near the end of the month, I want to go through with you all of my empties. And majority of them are actually skincare, so it's appropriate. And so if you're interested in seeing all of my empties for the month of March, please stay tuned. Okay, welcome back, my beautiful wildflowers. I hope you guys had a good weekend if you're watching this on a Monday. And so today, as I was saying earlier, I want to share with you my empties for the month of March. I try to do this month by month by month. Otherwise, I get a whole lot accumulated that takes a long time for me to do the video, and I don't want to take up that much of your time. So I'm glad that I was able to just go ahead and gather just a few things for the month, because I don't use a whole bottle of everything in 1 month. And so yeah, I think it's great. And so let's get started. The first thing I see here is my Paula's Choice Advanced Replenishing Toner. And I think you guys heard me speak about this before. And Paula's Choice Resist line, she has oily skin to combination skin, or normal and combination skin. And she also has a normal to dry skin. And this is actually the line of normal to dry skin. And so this actually is a replenishing toner and not a clarifying toner like you would use for like oily skin. And so this actually is it has emollients in it, and it is so nice, and it doesn't have that alcohol, the burn that you might get sometimes with the products that you use for acne or acne prone skin or oily skin, right? So this is very replenishing, and this actually has hyaluronic acid in it. And so this is a very nice thing. And what I do is when I first get out of the shower, or when I first wash my face, depending on if I'm showering that day or not, or that, moment, I splash this on. And so while my skin is still moist because of the hyaluronic acid. And I love, love, love this product. And I've been using this product, I'm going to say, for a good 10 years when I discovered it. And so I initially started using the other toner and not knowing that, it's for oily skin. And I one day noticed, I'm like, oh, wow, well, this is the wrong one. So, after I got through the first bottle, I recognized it right away. After the first bottle, I started using this, and I've been on this one ever since. And I love this. I have another one going, and you'll see me go through this as my empties. It takes about 3 months for me to go through one of these. And so, yeah, very much worth it. Okay, the next thing out of the basket here is the Clinique Liquid Facial Soap and Mild. And typically I don't use soap like this, and the reason why I did use it is because I've had it for a while. And being that I use, 2 steps, and the first step is usually with the oil or very, petroleum laden product. And so I said, I think I could get away with using this, but I really wanted to use this product all up. And I accidentally bought this one time, and I started using it, and about 3 days into it, I realized, man, this is really drying. And I was using it when I wasn't taking makeup off, right? So I said, I'm going to wait and use this in the evenings, not in the mornings. And after I take off my makeup using petroleum products, right? And it worked out okay, but it's not something I would rebuy again. I think this would be really, really good for, normal to oily or combination skin, but this is a little bit too dry for dry skin. And so I know Clinique has a dry skin line to it. I've not used it, but I'm not really interested in using it right now. So because I have so many soaps I have to try out. And so, yeah, but it's usable, but not optimal unless I'm removing makeup with it. Okay, so that's that. And then a third thing here is, and this is not completely used. This is only half used. And this is the Too Faced Hangover RX. And this is the moisturizer with SPF. And I really did try to use it. When I first used it, I'm like, yeah, this is not bad. This works. It's okay. But as I continue using it, it just, I don't know. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't my thing, you know. And also SPF 25, that's kind of wasted on me because I need at least 30, and you should all be using at least 30. And so I would end up using SPF on top of this, which made it really, you know, it's too much texture, you know, slick texture. And this is a little bit on the greasy side. And so, and I'm saying this from somebody with very dry skin. And so if you have oily skin, this may be too oily for you. I don't know if it was just me or what's going on, but, I didn't enjoy this, guys. And I got this, I didn't buy this. I got this in one of my boxes, and I did try it. I used 50% of it. There's still 50% in here. And the reason why I use 50% of it is to make sure that, you know, I really don't like it, and it's not really working for me. So yeah, yeah. And so I'm going to go ahead and go into the, it's not empty, but in the going bye-bye pile, okay? And the next thing I have here, oh yeah, and this is something I recently got, and this is the Ritual of Sakura. You remember? It means cherry blossoms, and this is like a soap, and this is a sensational foaming shower gel, and I did use a complete thing here. When it squirts out, I kind of thought it would be gel-like, kind of like when you use the shaving cream, it's gel. It's not like that. It's more liquid. It's more on the liquid side than gel side. So when I squeezed it out, it was like, you know, liquid. And so I'm like, oh, okay, this is not gel. And so, but that's okay. And it is thick though once you do get it on your skin. So it's nice. It does get onto your skin and stay on there. The only problem with this one is that it left my skin really dry. And also the fragrance on this is really strong. I mean, it smells really nice, but it's like overpowering. You know, some people like that. Some people like getting in the shower and just totally fragrance, but this is like really, really strong with smell. And actually my bathroom smelled like this, you know, I mean, a couple of hours after I finished with the shower. But yeah, it did leave my skin really dry. And unfortunately, but I did use the whole thing. And it does say, I was really excited about it because it says organic rice milk and cherry blossom. So I was really, really, you know, looking forward to using this. But at the end of it, I think it took me about a week to use this whole thing up. And yeah, I would never rebuy this. There's no way. I mean, the fragrance is like way overpowering, and it left my skin way too dry. So yeah. Okay, that's that. And then the next thing here, and oh, again, you'll see me, you know, ever so often. This is actually my very last tube of the 0.5, right? 0.05 written A. This is tretinoin, and I get this from a prescription. But this is the 0.5% that I was using, and now I'm completely converted to 1%. And that's the highest you're going to be able to get, actually. That's the highest they manufacture. And so I'm using that on a nightly basis. And I've been using that all over my face, where I was using like 50-50. I would use a 0.5% on places that might be sensitive, like right in this area. And then using the 1% on my forehead and on my cheeks. But I've converted completely. I don't need this anymore. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to use it up, though, because I don't want to, you know, waste it, right? And so I did use it up, and you guys know how I feel about Written A. I mean, this is one of the things that, I mean, it keeps my skin the way it looks, to be honest with you. And it keeps it very smooth. And I know the difference since I've started using Written A versus I used to use all kinds of retinoid products, and it just wasn't doing it. It just was not enough. And especially retinol does nothing for me, does nothing at all. And I spent hundreds of dollars, I'm going to say thousands of dollars on retinol products. And I use some pretty good companies too, like The Ordinary and also a Paula's Choice. And it just, you know, it works for some people, especially if you're young, you're good. Use that. You don't need Retin A yet, okay? But, you know, when you get into the 50s, mid 50s, you know, you just need a little more with a punch, right? But one thing did work slightly. It did work for a while, but I think it was, I wasn't progressing up because you can only get it in this one, let's see, I think it's 0.1% dose. And this is the Effaclear by La Roche-Posay, okay? And this is actually a good product. I'm not going to lie. This worked well. And this was not bad at all. But I needed something more with them, you know, more bite to it because my skin, I mean, through when I was younger, I mean, I didn't take care of it as good as I should have, although I did pretty good, but not as good as I could have, you know, and so I did have some sun damage, and so, but it just actually didn't get into the very deep areas that I needed to really start to show my skin through again and to start rebuilding, you know, the collagen and everything else. So yeah, and the cell turnover wasn't as quick, I think, as it is with tretinoin. So yeah, and this one actually, it does not require, it used to be prescription only. It is no longer prescription only, and it's been that way for a while. But the thing is, if you look at the studies, there's not been a really strong studies for anti-aging for this, even though it, you know, it does work, but the studies are not there to say, you know, what the best way to do this is. Whereas tretinoin, I mean, there's hundreds of studies that, I mean, really solidly show that this works for anti-aging. So yeah, but you know, if you cannot get a prescription, this is a good fallback. I would use this before I spend any money on those retinol products. Honestly, I mean, get this. I mean, forget those retinol products, especially when we pay hundreds of dollars for a bottle. And it doesn't work, guys. Because it has to convert itself. I think it has to go up 2 more steps in order for your skin to be able to use it. Whereas this, you know, tretinoin is available immediately. And same with here, right? But retinol, you have to like, it has to convert into a couple other things, and then it does itself, it does its thing, and then it works. But it might not even get there if the conditions aren't right, okay? So don't spend hundreds of dollars on retinol products. Please don't. Okay, and speak to your dermatologist and see if you can get yourself tretinoin if you know, you're at that stage where you need it. Okay. Okay, and the next thing is the, probiotic and vitamin C mist. Yeah, did nothing. It was a nice, cool, it was like, I treated this like just a refreshing, cool mist in the middle of a afternoon when my skin felt dry, but it didn't really do anything for me. I'll be honest with you, I did not use this whole thing. I used maybe a quarter of it, and I dumped out the rest because for me it was a waste. And so, yeah, it didn't do anything. It actually made my skin feel a little bit dry afterwards because, you know, it's like putting water and then not putting moisturizer on. It feels dry and tight. And so, yeah, this came in one of the boxes. Thought I'd give it a try. I knew it wasn't really, you know, great because vitamin C should not be in a clear container because, yeah, it's, if you expose vitamin C to light and air, it deteriorates very quickly. It oxidizes. Okay, that's that. And so the next thing is, again, I mean, you guys are like, what are you doing eating this stuff? Is this my sunscreen by Paula's Choice Resist? This is my go-to. I love this sunscreen. And the reason why I love this one so much is because it is a youth extending hydrating serum, okay? And it has SPF 50 in it. And this is actually designed for normal to combination skin and oily combination at that. And I like that because even though I have dry skin, I use moisturizer to begin with, so I don't need another oil-filled or oil-based sun cream or SPF because then it gets too oily. I think that's what was wrong with this one. It's just way too oily. And so I get this one and then I just, you know, layer it on top of my moisturizer, and it's perfect because it does not pill ever. I've never had this thing pill ever with any combination. And also it's it doesn't burn my eyes. It does not burn my eyes. Even though this is a chemical sunscreen, it never burns my eyes. And I put it really close near my eyes because I want to protect my eyelids as well. And this one right here, it has it's youth extending daily hydrating fluid, broad spectrum SPF 50 with antioxidants and soothing plant extracts. Maybe that's why. And it's really nice. And take a look at that. And then I go through one of these a month. That's why you see it so much, because I do use a lot of sunscreen. Okay, and that's that. And I think, oh yeah, here's a sample that I got from Nordstrom. It's called Lemure. Anyways, this is a ridiculously expensive company. Ridiculous. They have a jar of cream that's $2,500. Okay, that's how ridiculous it is. But I'll tell you, this cleanser here, it lasted me for like forever because I just put a little bit in it. It just really foams. But you know what I love about this? This thing smells just like my mother did when I was a little girl. I know my mother used Shiseido products, and because that's all we had in Japan, but this just smells so much like my mother. And yeah, it kind of brought back memories. So, well, anyway, what about the product? It actually is a very good soap. And I thought about just buying the cleanser, but you know, a small 1 ounce bottle, tube is $99. So is it worth that $99? Not really. Not really. Not for the the cleansing portion of it, because there's other cleansers that are just as good and at a much, much lower price point. But it is actually, I love the fragrance of it because it does remind me of my mom. But yeah, as far as I think it's ridiculously priced. But if you have oily skin, I think this, if you get a sample of it, it's really nice. But like I said, there's other soaps out there that, cleansers out there that do the same thing. But I just want to give you a real quick review on this, but it is nice. It is very nice. It foams very nicely. You need very little. Very little goes a long way. Like I said, I had this thing for like a month. I think even more than that. Just a little bit, and the thing would just like really foam up. I'm like, wow, this thing is like really concentrated. But yeah, that's that on that. Not bad, but way too high of a price point. You could get something just as good at a very low, much lower price point, okay? And that's that. And then let's see what else I have in here. Oh yeah, I want to talk about this. This is a company that recently filed for bankruptcy, actually. It's a L'Occitane Provence, and they say Le Octus. How do they say it? Le Occitan. Whereas, when I went to the shop, and all the people work there is French, right? And she called it L'Occitan. So yeah. Anyway, that company going bankrupt, and so they filed for bankruptcy. Let's put it that way. And I did use 100% of it. You see, there's nothing left, not a drop. And this is quite expensive, these jars. But you know what? Way too strong on the fragrance, and it again didn't do a whole lot. It's a nice moisturizer. It went on very nice and creamy, but nothing that I want to pay $99 a jar for. And right now I'm still working on that large jar of Charlotte Tilbury. Remember, I'm doing this trial for you guys. Ugh. Okay, yeah, we'll talk about that on another day. So, but I'm still doing it. So anyway, yeah, same kind of thing. It feels the same way. It has the same texture. I don't think it does anything special. Yeah, nothing that my CeraVe won't do, okay? My CeraVe, I think, does a lot more than that, not this. Other than, this smells, yeah. Yeah, it's way strong. Yeah. No, not my thing. So, that's that. And then, one thing, I have a lot of lip products going, right? I did use this completely. It's rare I use it completely, but I don't know if you can see the inside. It's completely gone. I used it, and I really, really like this. I got this in one of my bags, and this is Vanilla Bean, Lasting Smiles, and this is organic. And so it was good. It actually coated nicely, and it kept my lips smooth. And this is good for chapstick, even in the summer and the heat. But if you're out in the sun, I would recommend that you get an SPF chapstick. And what I use is Paula's Choice, once again, because that one has no flavor. It's not like that SPF 50. I want to say one of the tanning lotion company makes it, which tastes like chemicals. It's not like that. So anyway, it's a good thing to have in your pocket through the summer, because just remember, you need to put SPF on your lips, because otherwise you're going to end up with dark lips, and you want your lips to be pink, so that way you can put sheer lipsticks on top and it won't look so crazy. Okay, and so that's that. And so yeah, this worked well. I liked it. Would I buy it again? Yeah, why not? As long as it's like $3.99, $4.99, yeah, why not? But I liked it. Yep. And then here's the next thing I'm going to talk about. And I think this is the last thing I'm going to talk about, because the rest of this is just like, yeah, things that I didn't like, but not makeup. Not the skincare. So, yeah. You remember this? Twice. And this is the toothpaste I made such a big deal about. And I think I showed it to you in that video when I, when I filmed it. And you know what? I still love it. I use it every day, every morning, every night. I still love it, and I'm telling you, it worked for sensitive teeth, because even today I had ice cream, right? And then I kind of bit into it, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm so going to regret that. Nothing, no pain at all, zero, okay? And this is a person who, I'm a person who was suffering so badly with my teeth. And I still do because, genetically I was born with bad teeth. And so, but, this has really, really helped me out, guys. And I know I make a big deal out of it. And I only do that when I know the product works. At least for me it does. And that it's worth worth a go. And I really, really enjoyed it. And I'm going to continue using it as long as it's, my teeth are not as sensitive as they used to. And I looked at the ingredients. I'm like, what the heck do they put in it that's working where Sensodyne doesn't work as good? Sensodyne works, but not as good. I still get pain. But this, I get no pain. And so, yeah, and I look and I'm like, everything's natural. So what is it? It must be the combination of things. They don't put any chemicals in there. So I'm like, what the heck? What is it? The only thing is, it does taste like peppermint candy, though. Like the ones that I'm using now, which is in a purple bottle, which is the same flavor as this one here. And it tastes like candy canes. And I was like, oh my God, because you guys, I think I told you I live a keto lifestyle. And so I'm like, oh man, tell me there's no sugar in this thing. I flip it over to the bag and I'm like, okay, yeah, stevia is okay. But because I see some toothpaste that actually put sugar cane, the lip scrubs, that's what it is, sugar cane extract. I'm like, yeah, no, need to stay away from it. So anyway, yeah, again, I'm just telling you, it worked. And a couple of you guys said you have family members that suffer from sensitive teeth, and you yourself suffer from sensitive teeth. If that's the case, it really would be worth just buying a tube and giving it a try yourself. And by the way, I did find out which box this came from. This came from Kinder, because I had to look back into my, I thought it was BoxyCharm, but when I look back into my videos, it was Kinder box. So that's where I got it from. So anyway, yeah, give it a try. It's really worth it. It's very inexpensive. So give it a try. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. Nothing lost. But if you discover like I did, and wow, this is really good, then it's really worth it, right? So okay, I think that's it, my beautiful wildflowers. And yeah, it is. And I hope you enjoyed it and I added some kind of value. And so if you have any questions, though, please do put it below. And if you have any, statements, anything to share, please do feel free to put it below as well. So my beautiful wildflowers, if I added any value, please do hit like. And if you're here and you have not yet subscribed, please do consider subscribing and ring that bell button so that way you know every time I upload a new video. Okay, so I want you guys to have a good day. Good night, good week, good weekend, whenever you're watching this. But just remember, never sweat the small stuff. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.